Welcome to Tech with Adamir. In this video, we are going to learn how to read multiple CSV files from GCS Bucket in BigQuery as external table. Let's go ahead and take a look on scenario. First of all, I'm here and this is my project and I'm in GCS storage. I have one of the bucket called the Tech IT bucket. If I click on this bucket, what I'm gonna see a couple of files. All of my files are starting with customer and customer one and all that. You can have different names as well. So let's say you have multiple files with all the same columns but the name is different. Maybe they are coming every day, you know, so you have date timestamp with them and you would like to read all of them and in the BigQuery. Now let me show you the data. I have ID, first name, last name, address. So this is same pretty much data I'm repeating in both of the files. Now let's go back to the bucket here, and now what we are going to do, we are going to go to the BigQuery. So you can go to the menu here and then navigate to the BigQuery, or you can search in the BigQuery right here and then click on BigQuery and it will take you right there. Once you are in the BigQuery, you will see the project right there. In my case, it's Tech IT, and if I will just drill down, I will see data sets. In my case, I have only one data set here called data set ID. Now in your case, if you want to create a new data set, you go ahead, right click here and say create a data set and provide some name and that will do it. Just ignore it for now and we will use existing data set. Right in front of the data set these three dots are here, so click on them and then you're gonna see create a table. Click right there and now you're gonna see the source. So where our source is Google Cloud Storage. That's the source we are gonna use. Then here we can provide the bucket, or we can use some pattern to read more files. Simply I will go right here and this is my bucket, and then if I will click on the bucket, I can select the file. Now it's going to read from single file if I will just give a fully qualified path, but I can simply remove the name here and say *.csv. So that means read all the CSV files under this bucket, and then that's what you want to do. In your case, let's say if you want to say customer and then have like some name and convention, all that, you can look in the different patterns here and provide that pattern here to filter those files. But in my case, I would like to read all the files, so *.csv is gonna just work just fine for me. Now what I have here, I have CSV, I have JSON, Avro, Parquet file, ORC, and other different files available that I would like to use. Now in this case, we are going to go with the CSV file. Now what is in the destination, we have a project. So we have this a single project we already have selected, and you can give a different data set or create a new data set. In my case, I'm going to use the existing one, and here we will give the name. So let's call it GCS customer. Now you have two type of tables available here. We are going to use external table, so that's what we will use. And here it says that regional dual region GCS buckets are recommended for external table. Okay, now what you can do, you can go further in and say schema auto detector. Now I selected that. I'm going to go to the advanced here and provide some options. Number of rows, number of errors allowed 0. Yeah, that's what I would like to do. If you want to like give some number, maybe 10, 20 or 100, you can maybe data problem and all that, you can ignore those, so give some number. But in my case, I'm going to just leave as is. We know that our field delimiter is comma. You have tab, pipe, and custom, so choose the one works best for you. In my case, is comma delimited, and then you have single quotes, double quotes, and none or custom. So in my case, we do not have any quotes available around our data. Now header rows to skip, we know that our data has header, so I'm going to do 1 here, and then you can take a look on quoted new lines, and you can look on the jagged rows in case your data qualifies for that. You can also use a default rounding mode, or you can go further into it, the different options if you wanna have some data that you want to round, and that's a decimal data type available for you. In my case, I don't have any decimal. Now we are going to go ahead and create a table, and this should create the table by reading the data from the CSV files, and we have our table ready. So we have GCS customer. I'm going to click right there, go open, and now we are going to see our ID is integer, that is correct, and we have first name, last name, and address. Those are string values. Now you can go to detail, and here you will see the source URI, and you can see right there is a bucket, and then a slash asterisk.csv. So that means all the files available in this bucket is going to read auto detect schema, correct. So we have 0 records, bad records, and all that, because we don't have any, and then you have other options that we selected. So it's right there. Now you can go ahead and do more, maybe, you know, if you want to do it. But in my case, I'm totally fine with this settings and everything, and I'm gonna go ahead and query this. If you need to edit schema, you can go ahead and edit as well. So select asterisk, that means select everything, and I'm going to select everything from this GCS customer table, and under the hood that's going to read all the CSV files available in my bucket. So you see right there, this data is coming from file 1 till 10, and then this data is coming from the second file. So that's is reading the data from 2 files. So I thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope this video will help you to read the data from CSV files in GCS Bucket from the BigQuery.